there we go. We are live. We are up and running, and we've got some things to talk about today, fellas. Some stuff to talk about today. It's Monday. I was a little let down this weekend after that co-main and main event. I didn't have the energy to get on here and go live, talk about the fights, but now we're here. We're ready to recap the whole thing, talk about it all, and get things rolling pretty quickly here. No time to stop and wait and look at the lights. We got to get rolling and running right away. Thank you guys for being here. It is a fantastic day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Anybody watching now or in the future, either way, I'm glad you're here. Glad you tuned in. Glad you can enjoy everything in the world of mixed martial arts just the same as me. Got some stuff to say, starting with the brawl between Dillon Danis and, that's right, John Pork. I'm not going to lie, in real time, I saw Dillon Danis in the crowd between fights, or maybe it was during a fight. I saw his face out in the crowd, and when that brawl kicked off and the beginning of the pay-per-view started, and you know who's looking? But the commentary team, right? They're so distracted that they're not even looking at the camera. They turn around to check who's out there, what's going on back there. They see a massive brawl getting kicked off. I don't blame them for turning around. Nobody does, but it was pretty damn funny to see both guys' productions. What's up, my friend? How are you doing, sir? Getting some things pulled up to talk about. Getting a couple things pulled up to talk about today. So give me just a second, production, before we get rolling. But what did you think of the fights? Smashed Dillon. Yep, oh, he did. I mean, Dillon does deserve it. We all know Dillon is a piece of shit. But the one thing I will say is it kind of becomes questionable when you throw 10, 12, 20 guys in there. Gonna head to the beach soon. Sounds like a fantastic day. What am I talking about? The beach. Enjoy the beach, my friend. Forget what I'm talking about. Go enjoy the beach. Don't waste your time being here, my friend. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, good fight. I knew Morales was going to smash him. Dude, that was so stupid. Prates, amazing KO as well, yes. Whew. Literally launched him off of his feet. Fantastic. Never seen anything like it. Very rare does that happen. Morales, I don't know what Sean Brady's doing. The dude's either retarded or he had an injury. I'm sorry. I got to sober up before I head out. Okay. So we got a rough and rowdy productions here with us. The Benoit one was pretty good, too. Yep. I just found the entire thing hilarious. The brawl, the fights, the co-main and main kind of went exactly how a couple people were saying. Brady was like a dwarf next to Morales. Yep, but I'm telling you, man, why did he not just shoot across the octagon like a Hamza Chimaev, go for the takedown? What is he trying to test the stand-up with a dude who's got that kind of power in his hands? What are you doing that for? You're an absolute idiot. I'm sorry. I'm a Sean Brady fan, but he's either retarded or he had some kind of serious injury. You saw those knee braces. Maybe he didn't want to shoot takedowns. I don't know. Dillon got hit in the back of the head like 10 times. Again, that's what we'll get into, productions, is I'm all for the street justice, man. I'm all for it. I think it's hilarious. I think Dillon definitely deserves it. But when you've got 10 guys on one guy, how honorable is that? How cool is that? How badass? How manly is that really? You know what I'm saying? Brady don't want you rocked. Yeah, don't wait until you're rocked to shoot. How is he not even shooting when he's rocked? How are you a wrestler? Even strikers shoot for takedowns when they get rocked. How are you not doing that? How is Sean Brady not shooting takedowns as a wrestler when he gets his shit absolutely rocked? It makes no sense. And I can say fairly confidently, he either had an injury or he's absolutely retarded. Retarded. There is no other explanation. I'm going to test this guy out. You got knocked out by Bilal Muhammad. Your striking's not that good. Morales said, fuck the technique. I'm not going to knock you out. I mean, it was just a fucking mess. It wasn't even like, damn, that was really impressive by Morales. I was more so questioning Sean Brady. Like, I knew Michael Morales could knock out Sean Brady. I didn't learn a damn thing. He just went in there throwing shit. The right hand wasn't landed. He just kept spamming it over and over again. I was more disappointed in Sean than I was excited for Morales. Looked like an old man with those knee braces. That's what I'm saying. Was he hurt? Was he injured? Morales' combo of speed and power is wild to watch. I mean, he's not that fast. He's got good power, absolutely. Freak of nature, absolute monster athletically. Bo Nickel had the nice KO as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. We're a little late to the game, so I got to pull up all my shit. Stop popping up. I don't want that. I don't want that. Yeah, disappointed in Sean. I just wanted to see him at least try to wrestle and, give Morales a little bit of pushback, and instead we got nothing. Nothing from Sean Brady and the same thing from Morales. No new wrinkles to the game. What was my favorite moment of the card? Probably the Protez Leon Edwards knockout, because Leon was doing pretty good in the first round. I thought he was doing exactly what he needed to do. I warned against it earlier in the week. He was talking about, I'm not going to shoot takedowns. Shoots a takedown. Good move. Appreciate that. Thank goodness. Leon actually tested some of Protez a little bit there. And then he just got his shit rocked. Literally flew up into the air. Flew up into the air. Literally launched this motherfucker across the damn octagon. I mean, it was like out of that. You know that anime? You know that meme where the guy, he's like got his fist in front of the camera. There's like a divot in the ground and he's pressed up against the cage. Dude, he literally launched Leon across the octagon, sat him down on his ass. Hysterical. I was laughing hysterically after the initial reaction. Laughing hysterically. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Never seen anything like that. You can see when Carlos starts finding his groove. Yes, dude. Had a little bit of trouble. I think Leon is definitely faster than him. I think we talked about that during the week. Leon's faster than him, but I don't know if he can avoid it for 15 minutes. He was smiling as he was out cold. Yeah, the what do you call it? The mouthpiece with the teeth on it did not make that look good at all. Protez, the new Anderson Silva. That's a good comparison. I don't dislike that. I like that. Not a bad way to put it. Got a long name here. Pro Video Editor 2025. What's up? Thank you for showing up, man. Appreciate you being here. Not bad, though. Not bad, though. Not bad at all by Protez, if that's what you're referring to. But thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you popping in, throwing some comments in here. Maybe we can get more than just Productions to chime in. Productions, I appreciate you, man, but maybe it's too much. Maybe the people don't like it. Maybe they need to step up and talk for themselves. Good card, but the main event and co-main was kind of boring. Dude, I was falling asleep. I had to take a shit in the middle of Valentina Shevchenko one. I went to the bathroom. I came back, and they were in the exact same position. Now, of course, the challenger, they need to figure out how to get up from whatever the champion's doing. They need to figure out how to beat the other person, right? But Toby Price. Hi, I'm new here. I left my lighter in the refrigerator. Lighter in the refrigerator. We got all kinds of degenerate smokers, drinkers here. What the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing? Thank you, Toby. What's up, man, friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed the fights if you watched them. If not, we're just talking about them after the fact. Valentina made it look easily, and Islam made it look easily. And that's the thing, Productions. It's much like the Khamzat Chimaev fight. Now, I know not everybody out there was watching me a couple months ago or paying attention to the videos, but I got to say, if the people that are on the side of Islam believe that he was so dominant, then where was the ground and pound? Where was the beating the piss out of Jack Della Maddalena? Where was the blood, the bruises, the damage? Where was the damage placed on his face? You only landed one significant strike per minute. Islam dominated the whole fight. Absolutely. We know this. Chimaev, Islam, and Val all did the same thing. The lay and pray. Do not appreciate it. May I sub? Sorry for asking, but I'm being respected. Dude, go ahead, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Do the whole fucking thing, man. I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to be that famous. I'm not trying to make money off of you motherfuckers, all you degenerates out there. But listen, if it comes in time, maybe that's okay. But I don't want to get too famous. Toby, it's okay. I'll give you permission, but I don't want to get too famous, fellas. Anyway, yeah. Whoever's out there watching, lurking, doing the shit, enjoy it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Do the whole thing, man. I keep saying it. Just do it. Go ahead. It's okay. You have my permission. Same with Chimaev Duplessis. No violence, but dominant. It was dominant, nonetheless. It was a great show of skill. No question, okay? Everybody out there listening, you may disagree, but when I want to watch a fucking fight, I want to see some damage. Listen, I was rooting for JDM because I thought maybe he could pull the upset, but I wasn't really against Islam winning either because this kind of establishes him as one of the goats of the sport. He's definitely going to be up there now after a big win over JDM. I was okay with either guy winning. I just wanted to see a real fight. I want to see Islam smashing elbows through this motherfucker's face or choking him out cold. He looked like what happened in the Dricus Duplessis Chimaev fight where he's just sitting on top. You're in crucifix for 5 minutes at a time. Why are you not raining down elbows in that position? Because now that you have a serious level of competition, now that it's not easy for you to dispatch of other people, overlooks Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a fucking stud, man. Islam admitted that he was overlooking him, and I believe it. I mean, you guys might say like, oh, he's just saying that after the fight because he doesn't want to look bad. Rafucio's here. What's up, my brother? What's up, my brother? Everybody go check out Rafucio. He's got some good interviews, some good content as well, covering all kinds of stuff. Rain down blows. Exactly. When I see you, you're in half guard and you can easily posture up. When you're in full guard, you could easily posture up. Fucking do it. But no, these motherfuckers, I'm sorry to tell them, when they face a serious level of competition, Chimaev and Islam Makhachev, both of them, and these two are fucking entertaining fighters through and through. Both of them, Chimaev and Islam Makhachev. So don't get me wrong. Somebody might pull this out of context. Some idiot might pull this out of context and say, no. These are two of my favorite fighters, Chimaev and Islam. But these last two fights, when you could easily posture up and throw elbows and rain down fire upon your opponent, but you're not doing it because you're trying to stay safe because you're worried that the other guy might reverse position or get up from bottom, fuck you, motherfucker. You're being so dominant right now. There is no risk. There is little to no risk of them getting up and doing anything to you. Rain down fire. But no, you have to secure your title fight. You have to secure your belt because you cannot do that well like you kept doing against these new breed of competition. You've stepped up in weight class. Now you have to take the easy way to victory. Now you have to take the risk-averse way to victory. You are going to lose fans. You are going to lose fans. Chimaev, Islam, number 1 and 2. You talking pound for pound? I mean, listen, they are fucking good, man. But Mike, Hawk is long. Now, we all appreciate the name here, but Mike, listen, I think you can meet me in the middle here. Toby Price, Royce Gracie is the only one who changed the history of the UFC with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But Mike, I think you can appreciate what I'm saying. It's like, now that Chimaev's facing a big guy like DDP, somebody who's dangerous on the feet, Robert Whittaker kind of a small middleweight, now that Islam's moving up to welterweight, now it's going to be, hey, I'm going to take my foot off the brake here. I'm just going to hug this guy and hold him on the ground because I don't want to risk at any moment this fight not going perfect for me. I have to win the belt at all costs. Even though I'm a fighter, even though I've done significant damage to all my other opponents who are smaller than me or less dangerous than me, now that I've got an actual dangerous fighter in front of me, I'm just going to ride his fucking nuts. I think that's some pretty... Listen, I respect everybody who gets in the fucking cage. I know you guys do, too, but that's some pussy mentality. That's some fucking pussy mentality. I'm sorry. You can't risk for 1 second getting toppled over? I agree with the elbows. They should be rained down more than once from top position. A good post is established. Exactly. Yes. And they had that multiple times. Mike, multiple times in that fight, you saw Islam, and you're just like, brother, what is he going to do? He's going to scramble out of that, and then you're going to take him down again? Chimaev, you've got him in crucifix, bro. Rain down elbows, man. What are you fucking doing? It's so boring, it turns people off, and it makes me fucking mad because I'm paying a pay-per-view price for it. This is supposed to be fighting, not wrestling. Exactly. He's going to be GSP at the end, only hugging and holding. GSP took a lot of shit, fellas. Now, listen, I was on the younger side of things. I was not watching pay-per-views and fights, but I know the general conversation, right? And you guys can tell me. Maybe you guys have been watching a lot longer time, but that's some avoid the fight pussy mentality, right? It's the safe pussy way. Again, listen, that's the fucking thing, man. Everybody, you guys, listen, you guys sound like some smart motherfuckers out there. You guys are smart. You guys can have a nuanced conversation. Yes, it was dominant. Yes, it was impressive. Yes, JDM is super tough. Broke him down mentally, as production says. But you can also say that, like, that's not real fighting. Like, when you can see that they are able to be so dominant and so good, and then they're doing nothing because they don't want to risk accidentally doing anything, come on. Nelson, thank you, sir. We feel the same way. I feel like I'm crazy when I go say this shit online. When I post a video and all my fucking comments on my recap are, nah, man. It's boring. It's fucking boring, man. Especially when I see, if that's your only thing, if that's your resort, listen, there's a guy on Habib's team. I forget his first name, but Habulaev from the PFL. He had a fight a couple months ago. It might have been Jesus Pinedo. I don't quite remember. But he got his shit rocked, had to come back the next round and just hug and hold on to him to recover because he was so badly damaged. In desperate times, desperate measures are needed, and sometimes a boring round has to go by where you're trying to recover, get your stamina back, maybe get your headspace right, because you've been rocked or hurt or almost knocked out. You got to get your headspace right. You got to get your cardio right. You take a round off, you hug for a round, you get right back on the guy's ass and you knock him out. That's okay. That's okay. But it's the full 5 rounds where you're just, I'm going to take this guy down with ease. I'm going to hold this guy down with ease. I'm going to be dominant with ease. And then you rain down no blows, no damage. You're just pitter-pat knocking on the door shots. Come on now. 100% agree it's boring, safe, overly professional fighting. Exactly. Broken mentality before the final bell. People that say that's entertaining are lying to themselves. Exactly. Last 2 fights were so boring. Dude, those first 3 knockouts, fantastic. And then it just fucking took a nosedive. And Islam's one of the most entertaining fighters, in my opinion. I'm not crazy for saying that. I think you guys could probably agree. Islam is probably one of the more entertaining fighters out there. John Pork smashed Danis. Oh, we can talk about that in a minute. John Borg had more action on Danis than the crowd. If Islam finished him in the 5th while JDM was done, it should have made sense. But it was just hugging all 5 rounds in 2 sub-attempts. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I'm not fucking crazy. They're coming after me, man. They're coming after me in the comment sections, man. No fucking way do I have to sit there and say that was entertaining. No fucking way. You can't tell me that was entertaining when I could see that this guy has easily submitted Charles Oliveira after dropping him. His stand-up is fucking good. Who fucking cares if JDM gets up for 30 seconds, bro? What's next for Della Maddalena? I don't care. I don't really care. Anybody? I think he's a hell of a fighter. I think he's super entertaining. I mean, obviously disappointed in the performance. He looked like he lacked a bit of aggression on the feet. He was definitely timid, definitely scared of the takedown after a point in that fight. Just could not get going at all. And they were talking about the calf being busted up. And maybe it was the calf. Maybe it was something else. I mean, that dude broke his arm and was not grimacing the same way. Jack Della Maddalena Rachmanov. They like to put 2 guys coming off of losses together, though, to get one guy a win. We've seen that, obviously, with Leon Edwards. Taking some losses lately. We'll see. I saw this morning. We can touch on this. Before we get into Dillon Danis and shit, the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight is official. Talked about it the other day. I think I got a video out on it somewhere on the channel. Buckley, Della Maddalena, 2 guys coming off. I think they'll do Buckley, Maddalena, unless Buckley's trying to make a quick turnaround. Maybe it'll be Buckley, Rachmanov. That makes sense as well. Or do Della versus Prates. Maybe. I'm going to go with Buckley or Maddalena or JDM, Rachmanov. Maybe Buckley. It's going to be a mix of those 3. It's either going to be Buckley, Della, Rachmanov. Some combination of those 3. I'm going to go Paul Joshua since it's in my town. Oh, shit. Yeah, Miami. If you're not moved out of there by then, Productions. I don't give a shit about this, man. I really don't. I think it's going to be funny. I think Anthony Joshua's probably going to fuck him up pretty bad. Buckley versus Prates. That's your pick. Poor Buckley. Probably going to get flatlined. Shout out Kevin Holland. Did it back in the day. This is rough. This is going to be a rough one, fellas. Rough one. Big, bad, rough one. Joshua's going to smash. That's what I wish Islam was doing, some smash. You know, what happened to smash everybody? What happened to the smash? Didn't do much smashing out there against JDM. Not a lot of smash going on. Alrighty. Should we get into the Dillon Danis shit? Should we? Or should we touch on a couple of other things first? What are we thinking, fellas? What are we thinking? Gonna leave before Florida summer. That makes sense. Gets pretty darn hot. I mean, dude, it's hot all the time. I went down there in January. It was like 100 degrees. 100 degrees. Ridiculous. All right. Oh, Masvidal. You guys let me know what you think about this before I even get started. Everybody out there, let me know what you think about the Dillon Danis situation with John Pork. Yes, I do think that Dillon deserved what he got. However, when you start bringing innocent people into this thing, when you start beating up on innocent people, when you start beating up on security guards and throwing chairs into the crowd that weigh anywhere between 15 and 25 pounds, we got some problems. Listen, I'm all for street justice. I think it's hilarious. Jorge Masvidal's been commenting on this. This motherfucker had 25 minutes to beat up Colby Covington and fuck his shit up, but he decides to wear a fucking hood and a face mask and jump this guy outside of a restaurant and just sucker punch him from behind the head. We have some questionable figures in the world of MMA. Some guys that really like to put on the I'm the honorable badass. No, you're not. Confront the dude face to face. That's what the Russians did at first. The initial attack, it is what it is. But when you start dragging innocent people and security guards who are getting paid, what, $25, $30 an hour? When you start beating the fuck out of them? Get the fuck out of this country, man. Take those fucking visas, man. I love John Pork. Great character, but why are we beating up on innocent people in the crowd just because they tried to grab your arm and, hey, man, maybe you should stop this. Danis is banned from future UFC events. I mean, fair play. All he does is cause problems. I was in Miami at the time. I remember that George sucker punching him. Why did he not just confront him face to face and say, hey, I'm a backyard brawler. My name's Jorge Masvidal. I'm famous for fighting in the streets, fighting in the backyards. Let's throw down right here outside this restaurant face to face. No. I got to put my hood on, disguise who I am, run up and sucker punch this guy because I couldn't do it in 25 minutes in a cage. You're locked in the cage with him, man. There's nowhere to fucking go. Why didn't you beat the fucking piss out of Colby then? Jesus, man. Those Russians don't play. They don't play around, but again, 10 on 1, do you really need 10 guys? You need 10 guys to take on one Dillon Danis? You need 10 guys to go beat up 5 security guards because you can't control your fucking emotions? Dillon Danis is fair game. I don't give a shit. Dude's a fucking idiot. Causes all kinds of problems, talks mad shit online. But now you're bringing in security guards and you're beating up on security guards and shit? You can fuck right off with that. These fuckers, they cannot control themselves. It's just animalistic behavior. It's lawlessness. If you're really going to do something, why don't you just wait outside for him, break his fucking legs, throw him in a dumpster, and somebody finds him the next morning? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is that? What is so cool about doing this in public and putting other people in danger? 10 on 1. Even Jones would be fucked in 10 on 1. Your fight about Danis, fuck him. I'm right about Danis. Yeah, fuck him. I don't care. It's just, you guys let me know if I'm fucking stupid. Like, what is this? Now we're going to fight these security guards. Now we're going to draw random bystanders into this. Why are you doing this inside of a building with other people? Why don't you just go outside and fuck you up outside? Like, just wait, take it outside. They don't talk it out. Right, but there's nuance to this. There's nuance to this. There has to be a conversation about, like, yes, making an example out of Dillon. Hey, don't talk shit about us. You can't get away with this. That's all fine and dandy, but where is the punishment? Where are the consequences here? So, basically, productions, if I wanted to go down to the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight or go to a UFC event, I could pretend like you were making fun of my mom, and I could throw you off the fucking, the second level and just whatever. I don't face any consequences because we're at a UFC event and this is where fights go down and there's no law here. Nothing matters. You just get to do whatever you want. Dude, fuck Dillon Danis, but Jesus, man. Why we got to fight other people? We're going to drag other random people into this? It's going to be a 20 on 1 brawl? I mean, that's not very honorable of you. That's not very badass of you. These guys are fucking animals, bro. I'm sorry. I look at this and I go, if it were me, I'd follow this guy outside and fuck him up out on the street. Yeah, Dana handled that like a clown. There's got to be suspensions here. Arman Sarukian smacked some dude in the head walking out who grabbed him, who could have hurt him, pulled him back, thrown him on the floor potentially. But he has to face what, 6 months suspension or 9 months suspension, and all these Russians, nothing. It's just like whatever. All these dudes. Again, fuck Dillon Danis. Fuck him up all you want. Got no problem. Got no problem there. But innocent people now, you're dragging innocent people into the fight. You're dragging security guards. You can't handle yourself enough. You have to now throw chairs onto security guards. I thought you were a world-class level professional fighter. What are you doing? What up? Making the walk. I'm with you on that Dana situation. Dana not punishing Team Habib. And listen, you know, back in the day, we had the, where was it? Nashville brawl with the, the scrap pack. They faced some serious punishment. Again, Arman, he punched some dude in the crowd. One guy punched him one time, walked away. That guy's got to face serious consequences, but now these guys just, they get to do whatever the fuck they want. Dude, I was fucking laughing. I knew exactly. When I saw them turn around on commentary, I knew exactly who the fuck it was. I knew it was going to be Dillon. I saw him in the crowd before. If anybody's watching the broadcast, you saw Dillon out in the crowd and you're like, uh-oh, something's going down tonight. Or, somebody might jump this dude's ass. I'm fine. Go ahead and jump the fucking dude. He's a retard. Fucking idiot. Causes all these problems. But I'm not the only one that's like, well, hold on. You're dragging innocent people into this. You're causing serious problems. You're putting other people in harm's way. You're attacking security guards that are getting paid fucking pennies compared to what you make to fight. It's all about the crowd. I mean, again, fuck Dillon Danis, but this is funny to me. Okay, right? Jorge Masvidal getting in on this, but Jorge Masvidal's a fucking punk bitch. This dude's a fake fucking gangster. This guy's a fighter who wants to be some fucking street thug, and he's just not. Colby Covington situation. Again, I'll repeat myself. We've already said it. We've already gone through this, but this guy had 25 minutes to fuck Colby Covington up. All he wanted. And he couldn't. Got his ass beat. And I'm no Colby fan, man. I think Colby's annoying. I think he's stupid. Whatever. Back in the day, he had some better antics, a little bit more entertaining. Then he got kind of stupid and just goofy. You had 25 minutes locked in a cage with this guy to do whatever the fuck you wanted to him. And instead, you had to resort to, I'm going to go fuck this guy up behind a restaurant. I'm going to put my hood on, put my face mask on so nobody recognizes me, run up behind this guy, punch him in the back of the head, and that's it. Jorge Masvidal ain't as cool as he thinks he is. These Russians are more badass than Jorge Masvidal. Ali Abdelaziz weighs in on the whole thing. Last night at the fight was an unfortunate situation. In this internet world we live in, people think they can say anything, do anything, and bully others without consequences. But you have to understand, when you do something, you will be held accountable for it. Your words and actions towards people have a price. This is the same reason so many children around the world get bullied. Nobody holds the bullies accountable. And especially with this team, they are some of the most respectful and honorable people you will ever meet. Respectful and honorable, huh? Well, why are we attacking innocent bystanders and security guards? Why are we throwing chairs at security guards, huh? Respectful, honorable? I have my doubts. And this is the thing. You can be religious. You cannot be religious. Wherever you want to go with this. But morally speaking, you cannot hide behind the facade or the curtains of your religion. Hey, look, we're practicing this. We're practicing that. We're good, faithful this. And then you go do this and you're hurting innocent people. You're dragging security guards that don't deserve to be getting into fights like this. That's not cool. That's where we cross the line. That's not very honorable. You get what I'm saying? Not very honorable. Again, fuck Dillon Danis. This is hilarious. Dude's fucking whacked out of his mind. He's been getting kneed in the back of the head, kicked in the back of the head, smacked in the back of the head. Fucking dude, I don't give a shit. Fuck Dillon Danis. But don't cross the line. If you do, you will face consequences for your actions. Okay, well, I mean, in the Bible, if you want to be, God bless. I don't know if Ali is Muslim or Christian or whatever, but in the Bible, I'm afraid it doesn't really say like, hey, you got to go fucking kill your opposition. Sometimes Ali should just be quiet. Trying to play both sides of the coin doesn't work. People are too smart. See, that's the thing too, making the walk. Is they like to hang out with all these streamers and stuff, right? They had Aiden Ross. Shout out to Will Harris in The Anatomy of a Fighter. Great channel, great stuff, great behind the scenes coverage of all this stuff. Really appreciate all his work. But they're hanging out with Aiden Ross, and Aiden Ross has said some pretty heinous shit that I don't think that the Muslim fighters want to break bread with. He's done some shit. I don't know much about him. I know I'm young, but I don't fucking watch Aiden Ross and spend all my time foaming at the mouth watching some retard walk around all day. They're hanging out with him, training with him, breaking bread with him, having meals with him, doing interviews with him, doing this, and that. Susu's here. What's up, man? What's up? We'll talk about it in a second. Let me finish my thought real quick. But they're breaking bread with Aiden Ross, who said some heinous shit as far as I'm concerned. He says some stupid shit all the time, some negative stuff against Muslim people. Where is this just like, what are we doing exactly? Why is that okay, but Dillon Danis has to get fucked up? And again, I know Dillon Danis has caused his fair share of issues, but Aiden Ross, I've seen some clips of that guy going around, and he said some nasty shit about some of the Muslims out there. That's not cool. You're going to break bread with that guy? Why? Because he's got a fan base? Aiden Ross has done so many bad things, but we're going to break bread with that guy. We're going to associate with that guy. We're going to have a good time with that guy. He's our buddy. He's our best friend. Hope not lost. I can't translate this, my friend. I wish I could read what you're saying. But that's the problem is like, so we're going to go fuck Dillon Danis up. We're going to go beat up people in the crowd. We're going to go beat up security guards. But Aiden Ross is cool. We're going to break bread with that guy. And what? What's going on? Hey, I need an English translation, man. I apologize. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for everybody for being here. Making the walk, popping in here. The voice of reason. Ali just playing both sides, man. Always be careful around turtles. Turtles. Ali the turtle. David Ritchie, what Aiden Ross do? He's just weird. See, exactly. Listen, I don't know. David, I don't know. I don't fucking care. I don't know about Aiden Ross, but I've seen some clips of him saying some weird shit, saying some bad shit, saying some, questionable things if you're a Muslim fighter, if you're a Muslim, like hanging out. Be careful around turtles in a tree. Turtles in a tree. But, David, the point is, they're going to go beat up Dillon Danis for talking shit, but Aiden Ross, he's the kind of guy that talks shit too, or at least he used to. And they're not gonna hurt him. They're gonna hang out with him, break bread with him. It's just a little. It's like a double standard is a little bit weird there. Anyway, Kamaru Usman weighing in on this too.
When I was there, I happened to have looked at my phone. I saw that Dillon Danis was when he was hugging GSP. I think he came to say hi to GSP or something, and so I was like, "Whoa." They let this guy in here, public enemy number one. They let him in here in this place full of all these people. I mean, Dillon Danis at one point has talked trash about me. Dillon Danis at one point has talked trash about my manager. Dillon Danis has talked trash about Masvidal. Dillon Danis has talked trash about
everybody. Everybody.
Exactly. So he's gonna be in there, and this ain't the first time situations has happened. Remember the whole Khabib versus Conor McGregor fiasco that was the most viral thing for years?
Yeah.
Do you know who Khabib hopped over the fence? Who he hopped to?
Yeah, Dildo Danis.
All right. They're not wrong here, but of course they're going to be biased. They're friends with Ali, who's tight with the Khabib crew. Dillon knows the risk that he's taking. Like, you could argue that him going there is more gangster than 20 fucking Russian dudes jumping one guy and then hurting all the security guards and hurting a couple of innocent people. That's more manly to take that risk. I mean, I guess if you want to say that. So, I mean, like, I could play both sides of this too. I'm just bringing up, listen, I'm just playing devil's advocate. But Kamaru, listen, Dillon's the one taking the risk. We all know the moment that I saw Dillon Danis in the crowd, there was going to be problems. Dillon was ballsy as fuck. Got to give him that. He's a dude. Maybe he's either right. He's either ballsy as fuck or he's fucking stupid. Like, he knows that he was going to go viral at some point walking in there with all those guys. Like, he knew. He didn't just show up like, oh, what's going on? Oh, shit. Like, he knew exactly who was going to be there. He knew exactly who was going to be there. Anyway, we'll let him continue.
Pause. So you gonna let him back in here with all these Dagestanians?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why though. Like he does a lot of
Why?
things. Like he posted a video of
He did.
Ali and freaking Islam making out. Like he does a lot of crazy.
Well, here, Hunt, to your side of the equation, I would say, like, okay, so where is the line, right? So if you're talking mad shit on Twitter, right, you're talking all this heinous shit, right? And again, Dillon, I think he's an idiot. I think he deserved what he got. But at the same time, like, where's the line? Because I'm not allowed to do anything to you. I can't say anything back. But, like, that's the question. Are you allowed to talk shit on Twitter and face zero consequences? Because the moment you do something physical, then you are now breaking a law. But up to that point, you're talking all this mad shit, right? In my opinion, he's really dumb for talking all that shit and showing up against a group of these people who he talked trash to. I mean, at least bring your crew, man. It's not gangster to go into a losing battle. I mean, hold on, Susu. I will say to what Making the Walk said, it's way more fucking gangster to roll up by yourself than with 20 or 30 people. It doesn't matter if you're new, not meant to jump people. It's illegal to jump people. That's what I said. That's what I fucking said. Hunt, don't start saying I'm stupid. I'm not the dumb one here. Hold on. Maybe I misspoke. What are you fucking talking about, Hunt? Get the fuck out of here. You talking to me? Not me. Okay. Sorry, fellas. Sorry. Listen. We don't have enough. I don't have enough people in here to figure this out. All right. Listen, again. It is illegal to jump somebody like that. But again, the conversation would be is how much shit can you talk without facing the consequences? The thing is, these guys, if you are being a badass, if you are a true badass, they will jump him and face the consequences. They will be okay with the consequences because you can't talk a shit about my religion, my mom, right? The badass thing, if you want to call it badass, is to jump the guy and face the consequences. The problem is there seems to be no consequences. They just get to do whatever they want. Kevin, thank you for being here. Man. I don't know. That's the problem. What's the line? Are they allowed to do this or are they not allowed to do this? Are you allowed to talk shit and face no consequences? Are you allowed to beat somebody else up and face no consequences? There's no law when you walk into these UFC events. They get to seemingly do whatever the fuck they want. Why don't they go beat this guy up outside? I said it like half an hour ago. Go beat him up outside. Anyway. Seems like this is the hot topic, so we'll keep rolling. We'll keep rolling on it for a little bit. See if I got another angle. I don't remember if I saved another angle, but here's Jorge talking about it, of course. The real gangster, Jorge Masvidal. A fan got attacked and nothing happened. Exactly, Hunt. I mean, I know maybe you were lurking in here, but that's exactly what I said earlier. That's the problem. And the security guards, again, these security guards are not getting paid that much money to just do all this shit. I didn't even see it. Here's Masvidal. He's talking about it. The real gangster, Jorge Masvidal.
But he did get his ass beat by the Muslim Brotherhood. They stole it from me because I was literally on my way to whoop this motherfucker's ass. They've been sending a couple messages, and I was like, all right, cool. You keep sending these messages, brother. We're going to have to see each other. You know, after my boy Bo gets that knockout, they show a little replay of the fans reacting, right? And guess who's there? Bitch. What's his face? I ain't even gonna say his name on my show. Never give him no clout. So I tell the UFC immediately, this fan experience is over. I want to go to my seat, please.
The bitch, like you who rolled up on Colby Covington, you had 25 minutes to fuck this guy up in the cage. You decide yourself to sucker punch somebody in the back of the head? Jorge is a fake fucking gangster, man. This guy ain't that cool. He ain't that cool, okay? This guy's a fake gangster. We've already said it. We've already gone over this. It just pisses me off, man. Somebody who's willing to face the consequences because somebody disrespected them That's more, that's infinitely more gangster than this fucking punk bitch, dude. These guys are all rich. They all have so much money. What, like, they want to be fucking thugs. They're glorifying being a gangster, right? I'm not defending Dillon at all. I think he gets what he deserves, but when you start dragging other people into it, that's the problem. Okay, we've said this already. We've said this 100 times.
Well, yeah, sure. I just start walking towards my seat from the VIP room. I run into Chanko. I'm like, what's up, man? The police is all over. I go, what happened, brother? And he's like, nah, just chilling, bro. All good. And I see his hands are blood. And I'm like, nah, something happened. What happened with you, man? Look at your hands. He goes, no, all good, bro. Little problem. I took care of it. And I go, all right. So, bam, I took a picture. I keep walking. And as I'm getting closer to the arena, to the stands, the UFC starts coming running at me. You stay right here. Don't move. What just happened? What'd you get into? And they're grabbing me. They're holding me. And I'm like, bro, I just literally got here. Luckily, the UFC always has me with two glorified babysitters, security guards, because every event, they got two bodyguards on me everywhere I go to make sure I don't cause no trouble or get in no trouble. So those guys vouch for me. They were like, nah, man, he was with us. He ain't do nothing. After that, another UFC executive by the name of Reed Harris came up to me and goes, man, what did you do? And I go, man, I just got here, brother. I wish I could have done something.
Dude, this guy living like he's a fucking 20-year-old. Oh, my word. I feel bad for this guy. I feel bad for a lot of these athletes that want to be like gangsters and rappers and stuff like that. Those guys who live that life, a lot of them wish they could be athletes. Like, they wish they were in that kind of position. They wish they were making millions of dollars and famous and this and like. I feel bad for that guy. I feel bad for Jorge Masvidal, the fake gangster Jorge Masvidal. All right. We're not getting a lot of traction on the comments here, so we're going to move the fuck along here. We're going to move right along. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Any news of the day? Let's see. That seems to be the news of the day, is this conversation. Tasteful thickness. I would like to redeem my poop points. What the fuck are you talking about? Alrighty. Burp. Excuse me, fellas. Apparently this is the video that Dillon Danis was walking around the octagon with, or walking around the floor with. Why do they take this shit so seriously is my other question. Why do you take this so seriously? It's fucking AI. It's stupid, childish, garbage humor. I really did not need to see this. I did not need to see that. Leave it here. That's all I need to see. No further, fellas. The story of the day is we need to ban Valentina from main events ever again. I'm with you there. Even Islam at this. No, I'm just kidding. Islam's super fucking fun to watch. Outside of this one fight. So here's the thing. Brother, we don't play with immortality, or you mean immorality. Hope not lost. He's figured it out. Useful cream. We love John Pork. I do love me some John Pork, too. At least Islam was hunting for finishes. I mean, where was the ground and pound tasteful thickness? Where was the ground? It was, I would say, Hamzat DDP was the lowest, then Valentina and Wei Li, and then Islam and JDM was the most entertaining out of those three. We do love us some John Pork here as well. But so listen. Hope not lost. Are you going to come after me for just showing this video? I know maybe your English isn't great. I know you've been translating, which I appreciate you. But listen, this is funny, stupid, childish humor. Come on. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is just stupid. It's funny. It's funny. No? Useful Cream's going all in. Why don't they hate Marab for calling them all gay in the sauna picture? They don't seem to attack him in the same way. Now, they don't like him, but they don't attack him in the same. I very understand. If you thought Islam ground and pound was bad, wait until you see Leon Edwards strike from the. Islam was doing a lot of that door knocking on the face of JDM too. Tasteful thickness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you, and I am an Islam fan, but come on. We can have a nuanced conversation here. It was very dominant, but it was very, very lackluster ground and pound. Okay. Alrighty. More news. Let's see if anything else is coming out about this. I don't think there's much. Marab knows. Ali poisoned JDM. CT, welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. Marab knows the limit. He's a man, unlike Dillon Danis. I mean, Marab did call him some bad names. I mean, what's wrong? You know, why is there this double standard? I just don't understand. What else is out there? I don't see a lot of other news. This seems to be the talk of the town today. This seems to be the talk of the town. I mean, we have the John Pork interview. Maybe I can find that. But whatever. I'm over this. I've said my piece. Maybe I'll put it out there in a video. Seems like the only people that seem to have any common sense on this are the people fucking right here, right now, watching this. Islam's village is a literal slum on a mountain. It's crazy. Is it? Where does he live now? Does he fucking... I don't think he still lives in that village. He was like, if I give you 2 goats to come back, will you? They said no. Sean O'Malley. I mean, everybody's just talking about the fights. Should we... We've been talking a while. Should we do a prelude to this weekend, or we want to keep talking about the UFC 322 stuff? We can hang around with UFC 322. It's up to you guys. Up to you guys. I don't mind. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. We already talked about that. I'd love to talk about the fights and how your takes went. Listen, I'm not a guy who makes the picks. I try to just enjoy the fights for what they are. Let's go. Walk it back. Should we start top to bottom, bottom to top? Let me get the whole card pulled up so we can see it. This weekend is who's who of fighters. Literally, who the fuck are they? A who's who? A who's who is the positive thing. Literally, who the hell are they? All right, we'll jump back to 322 for a few minutes. I was very impressed, obviously, by Carlos Prates. Wellmaker catastrophically broke my parlay. Now, I've got some interesting stuff on Wellmaker that I have seen and that I've dug up and that I didn't say it because I thought he had improved. I thought he had grown beyond this. I've seen this post quite a long time ago now. I got to go find it, pull it up. But basically, he is kind of a one-dimensional fighter. The guy is a striker who basically only boxes. Now, he's got great power. He seems to have a great, fantastic ability to take some shots. But I will say, Omni-Man's Burner. Now, if you're not following this guy on Twitter, I highly recommend it. I don't know a lot about the guy personally, but when he was breaking down Malcolm Wellmaker coming onto the Contender Series, I believe last year, I saw this tweet. Wellmaker's offense is mostly single shots and combinations of up to 3 strikes. This causes his volume to greatly suffer. Even with his great power, his opponents are not afraid to back him up because he does not throw enough to dissuade them from doing so. Now, he has gone in and dismantled a couple of fighters in the UFC on the Dana White Contender Series. I have this problem with a lot of Dana White Contender Series fighters, and Malcolm Wellmaker is one of those guys who came to mind. I remember seeing this. I remember hearing this. With his great power comes great bike stealing ability. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. He seems to be a good young chap. A good young chap. But Malcolm Wellmaker got absolutely dismantled by Ethan Ewing. Absolutely dismantled. This guy is one-dimensional. Power only carries you so far. I was high on the guy. I thought he had gotten over this because of how he was knocking out some seriously high-level competition. Cameron Simon, I still believe, is very underrated. Even though he's been finished a couple of times here and there by some tough competition, I still think of him and rate him fairly highly. I think he's a skilled martial artist. The way that Malcolm dispatched of him so easily made me think maybe he's overcome this. Maybe he's growing a little bit. Maybe we're going to mix some kicks in there. He doesn't do anything but fucking box. He doesn't do anything but throw his power right hand. All you have to do is avoid the power right hand, and you'll beat the piss out of this guy. Striker always good for open space fighting, but when it happens in an alley or in a room or an office or a forest, when you better know their ground and pound game or the ground game, got to prepare. Forest Combat 32. That's my point here with Malcolm. Too one-dimensional. Super fun, super flashy knockouts, and don't get me wrong. I was riding high on Malcolm myself, but one-dimensional. Causes problems. Chris Curtis, great defensive fighter, but he only boxes. He'll never reach the pinnacle of the sport. Sean Strickland had the perfect style matchup to go against Israel Adesanya, but he's not going to beat the other top 2 or 3 guys in the division. He's just not. Right lead hook is all he's got, sadly. I mean, he needs working on striking in general, how to mix his combinations, how to pause and go again. He needs, yes, exactly. The ebbs and flow of striking, right? The counter ability, the pausing, the offbeat striking, the long extended combinations. Wellmaker might have more, but boy, does he not give a shit about anything else. Yeah, I guess if you mean in terms of the boxing, listen. I think he's a fun fighter. I think he's got a hell of a chin. I mean, he took some fucking shots off of Ethan Ewing. Strickland is nowhere near as one-dimensional as well. I'm not saying Sean is as one-dimensional. I just mean you see where the mostly one-dimensional is. People forget about the teeps. Yes, I mean, that's what destroyed Israel Adesanya, keeping him right where he wants him with those teep kicks. Absolutely. Absolutely. People say, how did he do it? It's the teep kicks. That's what took out Izzy. His story is inspirational. Inspirational, though. I got to love the guy. I guess it's inspirational. I mean, the guy was, what, a pipe fitter, a welder? Making good money. I don't know if he's making the same kind of money now that he's fighting. I don't know if he will ever again, now that people are probably going to have him figured out. Easy style, but yes. CT, you're right. I'm just making a kind of, I guess I probably, what's the right thing? I didn't make the connection properly. It's like Chris Curtis is the next step above Malcolm, and then Sean Strickland's the next step above that, where he's mostly one-dimensional. Not completely. I know what you're saying. Every UFC fighter story is inspirational. None were presidents before being fighters. Hamzat is working more in a submission game. Everybody to have a problem. Hamzat? Ethan's chin is really good. He suffered twice, but bounced back. He took the fight on short notice and managed to box well with Wellmaker. Yes. I'd argue Malcolm would beat Curtis in a pound-for-pound fight. With the power? Probably. Maybe. Well, I don't know, CT. Chris Curtis is a lot like what Ethan Ewing was doing. Good defense, slipping and ripping. Ethan looks like Destiny in that photo. Destiny is he like a video game guy? Or is that a dream? I don't know what you're talking about. What else can we talk about on the card? I mean, Camilo Visla-Borshev, I thought it was going to be a good scrap. Didn't turn out that way. Beisinger Susurkaev had a lot more trouble with Eric McConico than I would have thought, but at least he got tested. At least he showed that he can persevere. Cardio can pull him further into the third round. Curtis doesn't have the same output and movement both Ewing and Malcolm have. That's a good point. But I still like Curtis's defense, though. But you bring up a good point, CT. Fatima Klein dismantled Angela Hill. Not much to talk about there. She did what she needed to do. Glad she did it. Pat Sabatini backpacked Chepe Mariscal. I don't think he actually won the fight. I don't care if you're got position over submission. I mean, how many submissions did he really have Chepe in? 1 or 2? And that first round, how did they give it to Pat Sabatini 30-27 unanimously? Chepe Mariscal landed a massive head kick, rocked the shit out of him, had him split wide the fuck open, had cuts over the eyes. I mean, come on. Angela's cock falling out in round 2. Dude, that was the craziest shit, round 2. Pereira Hamzat agreed to UFC BJJ. What do you think will happen? I mean, Hamzat will ragdoll him in BJJ. In a fight, I like Alex's power. If he can survive a round, get back onto the feet in the second round, he's back on the feet, you know. Hamzat Pereira in jiu-jitsu, I don't care to see that. Don't need to see that. Not what I'm looking to watch. Not what I am looking to watch. Not what I'm looking to see. Kyle Dawkins, Gerald Meerschaert. Tough one for Gerald. I mean, do we really need to say anything? Hate. That's what we're here to do, man. That's what we're here to do. I hate the performance that Gerald Meerschaert has. Kyle Dawkins shout out. Now he's got a win over Michelle Pereira and Gerald Meerschaert. Those are two tough cookies in middleweight. Maybe he's running up. Maybe he's closing in on the rankings. You never know. Aaron Blanchfield destroyed Tracy Cortez. Fake eyelashes, fake fighter. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Gregor Rodriguez just walked right through Roman Kopylov. I mean, Kopylov, what? Did he have one good high kick that he landed in the entire fight? That one went about as expected. Now that we know Roman Kopylov, probably not as good as we once thought he was. He's fun when you're not very good. He's fun when he's got you at range. He's fun when it's all working perfectly for him. But once somebody's pressuring him and getting up in his face, it kind of stinks, man. I think the Weasel picked Beneil. Look, listen, tasteful thickness. I think if Beneil's chin was anything decent, it would have been a good scrap back and forth. I think Beneil's got great grappling. I think Benoit, his grappling can suffer in moments. I don't think it was crazy for anybody to pick Beneil, but now that we know the chin isn't there, yeah, Benoit all the way. If we knew that his chin was that bad to where bank, boom, pow, he's down and out, then we would know. Hamzat needs to work on his BJJ. He only knows rear naked chokes, LOL. He needs the IQ to know how to maneuver from one submission to another. Susu. I don't know. Is he? Is he getting better with his submissions, or is he just going to manhandle everybody and crush them? I don't think that's why the DDP fight was bad. His wrestling is crazy, absolutely. Roman also is just disappointing at this point. Roman Dolidze. Did you hear about Trump giving special mouth treatment to Bill Clinton? No, I did not hear about this. That doesn't sound cool. Doesn't sound cool at all. Yeah, I'm not here to talk about politics, though. Not here to talk about politics. Not the time and place for that, my friend. Although that would be funny if it were true. Carlos Prates, Leon Edwards. Well, we skipped over the Benoit thing. I mean, Beneil landed the nice low kick. I mean, I was just hoping it was going to be a good fight. Carlos Prates, Leon Edwards is up next. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Leon Edwards, he went out there and did what he needed to do. He was able to strike for a few minutes, got the takedown, did the thing. Great shit. Fantastic stuff. And then Carlos Prates, round number 2. Pretty quick out the gate. Floors him. Sends him flying across the octagon. Literally lifts him up off his feet. Slams him down on his ass. And he's smiling the whole way, man. He didn't know what hit him. He had no idea where he was. He hadn't felt power like that once in his life. I learned a lot about steel cups. Oh my goodness, Joe Rogan, Jesus. Prates is fucking crazy. When can he breathe normally? Hey, I don't know what was going on with that Ian Gary fight. Maybe they were too friendly because, you know, they trained together one time for 10 minutes. They sparred each other for 10 minutes one time back in the day. So therefore, Carlos Prates could not hurt Ian Gary. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Ian Gary just danced circles around him, mind you, though. Let's be honest here. Ian Gary avoided the danger because he was in and out, avoiding danger, avoiding damage, point fighting Carlos Prates. That's how you beat him, point fighting him. That's not fun to watch. Ian Gary's not entertaining, not fun to watch. Look at that round 4 and 5. It's impressive what Ian Gary did. Don't get me wrong, but come on. Susu, what did he say in the interview? Crazy technique to move power from hips to his hands. I mean, yeah, dude, you can see it actually in this little GIF animation thing here. The twist of the hips, the turn of the foot. I think Prates gave tips on sneaking into Texas. Oh, did he? Did he now? Gary beats every other welterweight except JDM and Islam. JDM, you think? You can find it. Let's put it on the screen. It's funny. We can find it. Search for Prates interview. I don't want to watch the whole thing, though. If I can find a good clip of it on the Twitter. I mean, I don't know if he should be giving out that information. Guy's going to get himself caught. Guy's going to get himself caught. Carlos Prates, if he's not one of your favorite fighters, I don't know what you're doing. What? Diddy Booty Jackson. Alrighty then. Did he now? All right, I see a lot about being calm under pressure. I'm not going to look that hard for this. I don't know what it really has to do with the fight game, my friends, but I'm not finding much on this. Carlos Prates interview. Did he now? Did he? Same thing. Fellas, I don't see it. Fellas, I don't see it. Must not have made the headlines, or at least I didn't watch it. But I'm not really looking for that shit. I'm looking for it. You guys can watch it on your own time. Maybe this is it here. Hold on. I'm more entertaining than Michael Morales. That is true. I'm not saying nothing about jumping the border here, fellas. Prates ain't even live in America, though. What does he need to know about that? Guys got me on a fucking hunt for this, and I can't find it. That's the other thing too. Is what do we think about? What are we thinking about? Kamaru Usman getting the next shot. Steel Cubs, blah 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 blah. More Joe Rogan shit. Ilya Tapturo versus Islam Makhachev. I like that fight. Brad isn't on Twitter. I liked it on IG. I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. Twitter's just the fastest. Is Twitter like the best? I don't know. But it's the fastest. It's the easiest way for me to get as much information as I can. Yeah, you can send it. I just refreshed something. I don't know if that fucked things up. Oh, it's still going. We're good. All right, fellas. Anyway. Maybe we'll watch it tomorrow. Susu. I don't know. We'll see if I can. The technology will be the bane of my existence, so if I can't get it. Here's the reel. I'm looking, man. Don't waste my time now. I know if Ilya cannot find his knockout moment, he's going to get taken down and choked out. I don't know if Ilya is going to get choked out. I mean, he's a bit stockier even than JDM. But I could definitely see Islam ragdolling him for 25 minutes. That's for sure. That's for sure. I think I agree with you. Islam's striking is very underrated, though. Hope not lost. Hope not lost. I think you can agree with that. Islam's striking was being underrated heading into this one. I think some people were pretty high on JDM. Now, I was too. I thought my heart was telling me maybe JDM can pull off the upset, but my brain was telling me Islam's striking is good enough to survive and get takedowns and probably submit him. We didn't see that. I was disappointed. Islam could have striked with JDM. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what some people were saying. Like, some people were going so far the JDM direction to, I think he was being underrated in general because the betting line was pretty pretty heavily in Islam's favor. Did it turn out that way? Yes, but people were going a little too far on the side of JDM. I was like, he's not. I mean, he is a great boxer, but Islam's striking isn't so bad that he's just going to crush him. I got your message. I got your message. There we go. Request. There it is. There we go. Okay. Carlos Prates explained why he made the face he did that ended up becoming a viral moment during his matchup with Leon Edwards at 322 in New York at Madison Square Garden. Prates says he trains with UFC middleweight Caio Borralho, who has taught him a lot of things as far as grappling goes. Has ultimately led him to getting out of the first round and knocking out former UFC welterweight champion Leon Edwards in round 2.
There's a clip in the first round when Leon had your back and he was kind of throwing little rabbit punches against you. Did you realize the funny face that you made on camera?
I want to see. You know, I was really calm because I trained with Caio Borralho. You know, he got my back many times on the training. He teach me a lot of things. So when Leon got my back, I was like, everything's okay. You know, he's not Caio. Caio is much heavier, much stronger, better grappler, and teach me a lot of things. You know, that's why I knew already it would happen. You know, I don't worry about to get takedowns. I worry about to hurt my opponents. I just worry to get up and hurt him, and it's what I did.
I don't know if you've seen the footage yet, but there's a clip in the first round when Leon.
I thought you said something about this guy jumping the border or some shit. But yeah, I mean, this is a good point. Yeah. Prates, he did the shit, man. He did the damn thing. He did the damn thing. Where's the card for this weekend? Oh boy, fellas. That's the card this weekend. Let's keep going. Michael Morales, Sean Brady. We touched on it earlier. I don't know what to say. Listen, Michael Morales, very dangerous, physical freak. He's got the judo background. His parents were Olympians in judo. But Sean Brady, man, he's a wrestler, man. Okay? What are you doing? This guy's either really, really stupid or he had some kind of injury. You saw the knee braces that he was wearing, the knee sleeves, the compression pants. Maybe there was an injury. Maybe that's why he didn't want to shoot takedowns, but this guy's just stupid. Why are you not crashing across the cage like Hamzat on your hands and knees looking for a takedown? You're a wrestler. Sean Brady got knocked out by Bilal Muhammad, and you're going to try to stand and bang with this fucking behemoth, Michael Morales? Michael Morales wasn't even being that technical. He wasn't even doing anything that impressive. He was just forcing a knockout to happen, and he eventually got it. Prates super confident. Michael Morales clearly was super confident. So ready for this card. On your birthday, shout out, brother. Gonna be a good card. Hopefully it's a good card, other than maybe the Ian Gary Bilal fight, but we'll see. Yes, trying to entertain instead of win. I'm entertainment first, man. I am fight first. Now, of course, there are extenuating circumstances in which you do have to survive when you're rocked, when you're hurt. I think Islam could have easily beaten JDM in a fashion that was entertaining. That's why I'm a bit critical of the fight in and of itself. Morales' adjustment in his stance is impressive, I guess, but he just forced a fucking square peg into a round hole. You know what I'm saying? It shows consideration of his opponent. But this, listen, as impressive as it was, again, I gotta hate. It's what I do. I'm a pessimistic motherfucker. Sean Brady is either stupid as fuck or he was injured. Why are you not shooting takedowns? Even when he gets his shit rocked, why are you not shooting takedowns? Fucking strikers, man. Strikers shoot takedowns when they get hurt on the feet. What are you doing? What are you doing? Imagine we get another Dan Hooker battle, not fight, flashback to Dustin Hooker fight. It's not going to be like that. It could be like Gamrot and Hooker, though. That's possible. Well prepared. He didn't have to be well prepared. All he had to do was fucking throw his hands. There was no technique behind it. He eventually had to switch stance and go with a different level of throwing hammers. He had to switch up the hammer throwing. But it's nice to know Morales was ready for it. I don't know. He just fucking went in there and did what he fucking did, man. It wasn't that impressive. He didn't show me any new wrinkles to the game. He didn't show off He didn't have to show off his defensive wrestling. Why? Sean Brady, why? Are you stupid or were you hurt? There's no other explanation for that. Would Michael Morales have likely won that fight regardless? It looks like it. But what was going on to where even when you had your shit rocked, you're not shooting takedowns. You're just standing there. You got knocked out by Bilal fucking Muhammad, dude. He doesn't have the same level of power as Michael Morales. The hate I am espousing is a chef's kiss. Matua, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you in any way. Not disagreeing. But I have to question, what the fuck was going on with Sean Brady? What the fuck is going on, bro? I guess this guy's just stupid. If he's not hurt, if he was not injured, he's stupid as fuck. Stupid as fuck. I want to see a good fight. I want to see Michael Morales get tested. I thought that your wrestling could test him. You decided, I'm not even going to wrestle. I'm just going to let this man throw hammers at me. I know we're not disagreeing. I'm just saying it because people might be reading people might be reading through the live chat. I don't fucking know what they're doing. If there's anybody even watching this shit. And then Valentina Shevchenko, Islam Makhachev. I don't even want to talk about it. Don't even want to talk about it. On to next week. On to next week. I would much rather talk about these fights. Matua go cry because he's telling the truth. Hope not lost. I don't think we're disagreeing that much. I love your takes on this. I think you guys have common sense. I think you guys are with me. I wanted Brady to blitz across Hamza Tao. Exactly. That's all I wanted. I just want to see Mike Morales get tested. I think he was going to win it regardless, but I was hopeful that Sean could potentially out-wrestle him and get the win. And, you know, American champ, get up there, get his chance. He's getting older. Michael Morales, super young. He's going to be around forever. He's going to get his chance. I wanted Sean Brady to get the win, get his chance, at least try for the belt. And plus, I want to see Brady versus Islam. The grappling in that one, whoo, that would be fun. But, alas, main event. Should I go back to, Shevchenko, she did nothing but bully Zhang Weili. It was all size. She didn't do anything else but use her size. And then Islam, JDM, very disappointing. Jack, obviously, the takedown defense wasn't there. Islam, where was the ground and pound, man? Everybody who's going to defend Islam is going to say, well, he was so dominant. Well, this, well, that. Well, if he was so dominant and did it with such ease, then where was the ground and pound? One significant strike per minute? That ain't cutting it. We can't have that again. If he's going to move up to welterweight and fight guys like this, I'm sorry. You're not going to be one of my favorite fighters anymore. You've lost all the entertainment factor that you had going for you. Islam Makhachev is one of the most entertaining fighters in the UFC. And then he lays this egg. I can give him a pass for one fight. I can give him a pass. But if you do this again, I'm sorry, brother. The hate is coming out full force. I'm afraid some of these Dagestani, Russian, whatever, Hamzat included, the two of them, the moment you face some real adversity where you can't overlook your opponent any further, this is how you act. I said it earlier. It's kind of pussy fighting. We want to see you. I wanted to see Islam fuck up JDM. Right, guys. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But if you're taking him down so easily, we know why. Obviously, it's to keep control. But he's doing this so easily, where's the damage coming in? You know what I'm saying? If it's so easy, then why not just let him let him stand up? Who fucking cares? You're just going to take him down again and dominate him again. Let it happen. It's very unlikely that he could even get any kind of position over you. Very unlikely. What, one time Islam went down and they kind of fumbled on the ground and then Islam ended up on top? I don't know, man. It's a fight. You take risks to be a finisher. I think there's something that Ilya Taporia said in an interview with Joe Rogan that spoke volumes. He is not trying to simply win a fight, but dominate you, destroy you. I'm not going to go win a fight. I'm going to fucking destroy you. Islam Makhachev did not destroy JDM. He wasn't cut over both eyes and leaking blood from every single cut on his face, and he's got all these bloody, he's just a fucking bloody mess, and he's a beaten up pulp. No. JDM is really good at getting up. His coach is literally Craig Jones. I have this reel that I want you to watch as well that breaks down how Islam took control over JDM. It's worth your time, I promise. I'll watch it later, but Islam was so dominant, so good, if you want to say that. Where's the ground and pound? You're going to take him down again. You're clearly being very successful in the stand-up as well. He's not hurting you on the feet. Fight like a real fighter. Fuck these dudes up, man. It's what we want to watch. We don't want to watch a wrestling match. It was super dominant, super impressive. JDM had nothing for him, man. He was a bit wormy on the ground, hard to hold down. But there were multiple times in that fight where I could have seen, easily could have seen Islam posture up and rain down fire. So we'll see what we get, because we have a lot of those guys. We have a lot of the Russian, Dagestani style guys coming out of that region. The mountain dwellers. They're good fighters, man. They are. But when they face a tougher level of opponent, they resort to some really, really boring shit. And it's just not fun to watch, man. It's just not fun to watch. I think you can agree that it's impressive, it's dominant, but it's not entertaining. It's not a real fight. It's hugging on a guy's nuts for 25 minutes. Next time, hopefully he'll use ground and pound. That's what I'm saying. That's all. Listen, he's got his belt now. He had to wrap it up, whatever. But next time, I'm on the go. Productions is still here. Because look at, this card on paper is fantastic. Some great fights, top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? This is a good card with interesting fights. Good lineup here. Ian Gary KO. I don't know. If Ian Gary can't knock out Bilal Muhammad in 5 rounds, we got some real fucking problems. Luke Riley. Shout out Luke Riley. And Shamrock, I think, is somewhere on here as well. I thought he was anyway. Maybe not. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, no. Shem is down there. But yeah, these should be good fights. But the problem is there's a lot of these guys who fall back to their wrestling. There's a lot of these guys on the card that could fall back into that wrestling realm, and it could end up being a pretty boring fight. I've been talking a long time. Can't get the words out. Yeah, but yeah, look. Nicholas Dalby. Where's my mouse? There he is. Nicholas Dalby on the bottom. Shamrock, fun fighter. That fight's probably going to be pretty shitty. Alexandre Tamporia, there in that one. Almakan. Oraguchi's making his debut in the UFC. He's fun fighter. Luke Riley, Bogdan Grad's pretty fun. These two will probably scrap it out. What is that? Light heavyweight? Yep. Alex Perez, Almabayev. That one's going to be active, going to be fun, going to be scrappy. Gaziev, the GOAT, of course. Jack Hermanson, Oralby. That's going to be a good scrap. Jack Hermanson, of course, coming down to 170. That's going to be weird. Oralby coming up to 170. Ozdemir, Menefield. That'll be some swinging and banging action. Might be boring. Got my suspicions about that one. Bilal Muhammad and Gary. Any way you spin it, Bilal's going to come forward, try to do his thing. Pressure, just pace, break him down, the whole thing. Ian Gary might dance circles around him. Might get a knockout. I think he's probably going to try to dance circles around the slower Bilal Muhammad. And then Arman Sarukian, my initial thought is he's probably going to toss Dan Hooker around, ragdoll him, probably get a submission, maybe some ground and pound. Shout out to Joel Alvarez. That fight with Arman Sarukian. Put his elbows through the fucking face of Joel Alvarez. Might do the same thing against Dan Hooker. But Dan Hooker, the Gamrot fight, he was pretty scrappy. Did well for himself. So maybe we'll see. I just wrote this piece about reason of hate for you. Islam beat JDM by putting his hands on the back of his thighs and placing his legs in between his own legs. You call that winning? Listen, by the letter of the law, I suppose that is winning. But it is not damaging. It is not dangerous. Not that fun. Ozdemir, Menefield. There's a lot of high-stakes matches in this one. lots of debuting fighters, lots of contender series guys. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You won't understand why Islam did that, Matua. Hey, hope not lost. I don't know what language what your first language is or where you come from, but do you think that this Ramzan Kadyrov guy, I don't know much about him. I know that he's a bit of a bad character, we'll say. Do you think that this Islam Makhachev fight and the Khamzat Chimaev fight, now the Khabib team and Khamzat Chimaev, and this is a specific question for Hope Not Lost here. Do you think Ramzan Kadyrov and his connection with Khamzat and with Islam has anything to do with this? Call me a conspiracy theorist. Do you think that has anything to do with this? Ramzan Kadyrov, bad guy. I don't know, is he a dictator, leader, some kind of military guy? Is he holding these guys' families for ransom? Like, is he holding these guys' families hostage and saying, is Ramzan Kadyrov holding Islam Makhachev's family and Khamzat Chimaev's family hostage and saying, you guys need to win this or I'm doing something or I'm going to do something bad? He is not evil, but he is a bully. Okay. But listen, is he doing something to these guys? Because he has those ties. They have ties back to him. Is he holding something over their head? Kadyrov's a literal war criminal that loves MMA. I know that he's done some bad stuff. I don't know much about him, to be honest. Not on my side of the world, so I'm not well read on it. But again, is this guy, is he doing something? Because these guys, Khamzat Chimaev, Islam Makhachev, super entertaining fighters, awesome fighters, sick fighters. All of a sudden, when they're about to reach the pinnacle of all pinnacles, all of a sudden they become these super boring lay and pray nut riders? What is their correlation there? Because that's something that maybe I'm crazy, but that's the kind of thing that I think about. How deep does this go? How deep does the rabbit hole go? What's going on here? It's just a question I'm asking. And you guys probably don't have the answer, and I don't know the answer to that. And I doubt that it's true. I don't really have much stake in that. But it's something that I think about. Like, okay, these guys are about to cement themselves as some of the best to ever do it. They're right at the pinnacle. All of a sudden, they just become these super, super uninteresting fighters. Is there something going on behind the scenes? Are there politics involved in it? Kadyrov power tripping. First ever Dagestani UFC champ, Islam. Goated. Anyway, there's my conspiracy of the day for you. Let's see. Any news? Any news of the day? Any news out there? I don't see much else. Not too much else going on out there. Double champ. They forgot this is unarmed combat. I mean, first Dagestani double champ. We might call it there, fellas. We might have reached the end of the rope for today. Not a lot of news, but we do have some fights to look forward to. It's officially UFC Qatar Fight Week, and I mean, Dana and his blood money. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, do you think the slaves built this arena too? Prates is quite the anomaly. Yes, he is. Anyway, listen, I'm excited for the card. It seems to be that the UFC is going to be in bed with a lot of these guys, and again, they definitely built that shit. Listen, I get that all these cities out there in the Middle East look fancy, but what about the normal everyday people? Because these are empty cities. They're filled with tourists. They're filled with rich people. What about the actual people that reside in these countries? Where are they, and how are they being treated? That is my concern. So if you're watching this and you're from Qatar, if you're from the Middle East, let me know how your daily life is, because I don't want to get things wrong. Maybe everybody lives in prosperity over there, but we all know that's not exactly true. They definitely built that shit. They're doing some fucked up shit. They are trying to cover up whatever's going on. They are trying to cover up whatever shady shit they've been doing for a long time. I don't care how many theme parks you build. I don't care how many professional sports events you put on over there. I will go to Qatar 100%. I hope I run into MMA Guru because he said something very evil. What did he say that was very evil? I think MMA Guru is a pretty funny guy. Not his biggest fan, not his biggest supporter. Put on a fake image and everything that's good, like a touristy place. Right. Pretend like, hey, look, come look over here. Don't look over there. Come look here. Look, all this fancy stuff. Look here, but don't look over there. But you let us know, hope not lost. How is Qatar really? What is the real life Qatar? If you walk beyond the sand dunes that are built up around these cities, what is it? What is it? What is it really like out there? Nah, but they're really doing some horrible shit to the actual citizens. That's what I mean. Like, who are the subjects of the country? I mean, I just don't see a lot of people walking around these cities, you know? You never see a lot of random people walking about. Fairly empty cities. I have my questions, have my doubts about what's going on. That's all. Anyway. There's my little rant on Qatar and the Middle East. Again, I love the people out there. Listen, I love everybody. That's what I'm learned. That's what I was taught to believe. That's what I've learned over the course of my life. Most rich people suck. A lot of rich people suck. And normal, everyday people. Good people, safe country. If you say so. If you say so. I have my suspicions, but I'm glad you're in here. Hope not lost. Maybe you can give us a different perspective. Very safe for everyone. Maybe you're being sarcastic. I don't know. Maybe you're being held at gunpoint. Maybe you have to say this. I don't know. I'm just playing. We're just here to have fun. Met a lot of rich people. Never met a good one. Yeah. Yeah. No. That's all right. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. We got a couple new people in here. All the lurkers out there, shout out to you. Keeping the show running. Thanks for Susu dropping in a couple of videos for us to watch. I do appreciate everybody that was here. Damn, we went for an hour and a half. Pretty fun. Very greedy. The more you get, the more you want. Maybe it's not my personality, but if I'm making a lot of money, I'm going to be giving a lot of it away because I don't need to live that lavishly. Maybe a nice car, maybe a nice house. Beyond that, what more do you really need? Maybe a nicer, better computer. That's all I want. That's all I need. You know. I'm not very greedy. I get my employees a lot of bonuses. Productions, running his own business, paying his employees right, giving them bonuses. That's the way to go. That's the way to go, man. Dana's pretty greedy as well. I believe the fighters get a small percentage of the actual revenue. Yeah, but listen, there's a lot of brown paper bags being tossed around in productions, a lot of bonuses. Taco Padilla said that he's probably getting something in the mail, probably getting a big check in the mail. So anything that they put out publicly has to get taxed, right? So these bonuses, they get treated a bit differently. The brown paper bag, the Joe Pyfer, they gave Joe Pyfer a fucking house, man. I mean, like, they will do a lot of good shit for you. If you are a company guy, if you get a lot of finishes, backdoor bonuses, all these productions, and anybody out there, like, listen to me very clearly when I say this. These fucking mainstream media outlets, the MMA fightings, the Sherdogs, all these guys that write for these things, they have no fucking brain. No fucking brain, man. These guys don't make a lot of money because they don't really deserve to make a lot of money when you start out. Look at Malcolm Wellmaker. I love the guy. I think he's got a great story, very inspirational, but his power clearly has carried a lot for him. He is not a 10 out of 10 fantastic fighter. His power has carried him a lot. Does he deserve to be making millions of dollars because he's got one powerful tool and then can get dismantled by a guy making his debut on 2 days' notice? Does that guy really deserve to be making millions of dollars right off the bat? Nah, man. He's got to work his way up to it. These fighters, a lot of them grew up, had a hard life. They were into crime, into drugs, into whatever. We've seen a lot of these stories. Come from poverty, this, that, and the other. You have to prove, man. You have to prove it. You don't just get to walk in and make $100,000 and $1 million like the NFL or the MLB or whatever. And I wish they got paid more. I think you could pay these guys double. I think easily they could pay these guys double, but hope not lost. Have a good night, brother. I appreciate the unbiased people who represent MMA. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do. But listen, I think you could pay these guys double, and I think they would still be able to make ends meet a little bit better. You know, instead of making $20,000, you make $40,000 and still afford a lot of stuff in your life. I know a lot of the money goes to the coaches, the training camps, whatever, but the bonuses, the UFC's chucking bonuses at you. Anytime you get a finish, anytime you put on a good performance, anytime you step up on late notice, we hear stories about these guys getting backdoor bonuses. And a lot of these writers and the people that cover the sport and the people that are in charge of promoting people, figureheads, blah, 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 the people that have push behind them, that have a company behind them pushing their way, people like me who say this shit don't get any push from anybody. I don't get some algorithm pushing me to the next level. But it's 100% true. These guys get backdoor bonuses. They get all the help in the world. Not everybody. But the guys they want to push, and is it unfair treatment? You could say, absolutely. I'm not denying that. But to pretend like these fighters make pennies? No. When I see guys walking around with gold chains and Versace clothing and backpacks, Gucci backpacks and fucking $300 sneakers, nah, man. You think just because I got 2 fucking people watching me right now means that I got to go get a $3,000 computer? You think I got to go get a $5,000 computer? No. You don't need $300 shoes, man. You don't need a $500 t-shirt. Some of these fighters, it does not pay dividends for them to get a $10,000 check in the mail. They go spend that shit immediately. Don't forget to look up Trunk. I don't really care, man. I gotta be honest. Hope not lost. I don't really care. Wellmaker, who's next for Wellmaker? Bantamweights. Let's look at the Qatar card, why don't we? Let's see if there's anybody on here that he could fight next. Wellmaker. Nobody at 135 on this card. Anybody? Were there other bantamweight fights on the MSG card? Not really. Not really. Why don't we look and see what's coming up next? See, like, just to base it off of who's fighting around now. Where do the timelines match up? Because I could pick anybody to fight Malcolm Wellmaker, right? But let's see what's coming up. See if there's any good bantamweight matchups for him coming down shortly. Let's look at UFC 322. It's not going to be Merab Peter-Yan. Probably not going to be Peyton Talbot. Maybe if Peyton Talbot loses, you could do Wellmaker. Try to get one guy a win. I don't think Wellmaker's on that level, as we've seen now. Look down the rest of the card. Yeah, nobody really on 323. Could be Talbot off a loss, potentially. Excuse me. Yikes, this card. Yikes. Nobody coming up soon, but I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Productions? I kind of like a Talbot off a loss. Last week, were there any good bantamweight fights last week? Not really. Not exactly. Daniel Marcos. Miles Johns. I could see that. Talbot Wellmaker I like. If Talbot takes a loss. If he beats Henry Cejudo, he has surpassed. Ricky Simone just came off a loss. Okay, right? So Ricky Simone, Raoni Barcelos. One of those guys maybe. It depends. I think Daniel Marcos Wellmaker could be a fight. Driving to Key Biscayne. Shout out to the Keys, man. Keys are lovely. Productions, enjoy the Keys today. Little island next to Miami. Maybe Ricky Simone. That's a tough, gritty veteran. Malcolm got shut down by Ewing. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be tough. It's going to be tough to match him up. They're probably going to try to give him somebody a little bit easier, somebody that I can't even fathom right now, because I'm thinking, who is he beating? Cameron Simon. Obviously, that's a fairly big name. Ethan Ewing's legit. I think Ethan Ewing could get a Ricky Simone next up. Oh, maybe Javid Basharat or Fareed for Wellmaker. Nah, Fareed's kind of on the up and up. Javid lost by knockout to Ricky Simone, so Ricky's taking a loss. Javid's taking a loss. Malcolm's taking a loss. Maybe Javid Basharat versus Malcolm Wellmaker. I'll go with that one because Javid, not really powerful, kind of a pitter-pat shot kind of fighter. Got good takedowns. He'd be a good test for Malcolm in the wrestling. Not as dangerous on the feet. Not as crafty on the feet. Throws a lot of rangy strikes, but not a lot of power behind him. I'm going to go with Javid Basharat versus Malcolm Wellmaker. Try to get one of those guys back in the win column. And we'll move along. For Ethan Ewing, I think a Ricky Simone could be it. I think that could be the next fight for him. Or maybe Daniel Marcos for Ethan Ewing. I think Daniel Marcos is pretty damn good, so we'll see. Daniel Marcos, Malcolm Wellmaker's kind of that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one. But that'll do it for me. We'll let productions enjoy the Keys. Hope not lost. Have a good night, my friend. Thank you for being here. Anybody else lurking out there, drop a chat. Let me know how you're doing before we jump out of here. But we're going to call it there. Don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully we can actually have nuanced conversation here. I know there's some trolls in here. I know we enjoy talking to the trolls. No disrespect to them. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. We like to have some nuanced conversation. We like to have nuanced conversation. Again, not trying to be famous, not trying to make money here. We're just having fun, just talking shit, doing the whole thing. But everybody out there, lurkers, productions, everybody who popped in here, have a good one. I'll say hi to the Sharks for me. Listen, I get scared at the beach. I'm not going to lie. I'll go take my 7-day free trial class in jiu-jitsu and get beat up by some big-ass Georgian guy, but Sharks are pretty scary, I will say. Anyway, productions, thank you, sir, for being here. All the lurkers out there, you too, have a great one. We'll end it there. Again, don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe, do it. Let's keep this thing going, keep it rolling. Give me the option to keep going, because sometimes it can be tough to get in here, talk some shit. Go surfing. Oh, yeah. We're going surfing. Surfing the web. Surfing USA. Surfing anywhere but here. That'll do it for me. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.